What fighter in boxing has had the biggest impression or influence on you that you've watched and that you admired?
Two guys, without a doubt, that I loved always. And always when I come across great minds like you, I inquire about them. Roberto Duran and Sweet Pea Pernell Whitaker. Sabado Sanchez is a beast too. Sugar Ray Leonard, love that guy. Chavez for that grit, just like a tank, man. Let me see who else.
I'm impressed with your boxing background and knowledge. You guys were talking off camera before we started. Teddy's like an encyclopedia of boxing. Yeah. I was shocked at how well you were able to keep pace with him, talking about Sam Langford and some of the old greats. That was boxing was a student of the game for sure.
Boxing was my first love, without a doubt.
So who influenced you the most? If there's somebody you watched and said, you know what, I'm going to watch this guy.
Somebody that I drew a lot of inspiration from. Yeah. Duran for a fact, and Pernell Whitaker as well. Just because in boxing you really get to see it, because in MMA judges are weird. I don't want to disrespect them and say they're uneducated, but in boxing...
They like boxing judges? Because boxing judges ain't no walk in the park.
You're right, but there is good ones that are educated. They can see a fighter going backwards and know that the guy's winning. Just because he's going backwards doesn't mean he's losing. That's in right. MMA, they don't really award that well. You could be landing 3-1 on the guy, but he's going backwards. They're like, nah, the other guy's controlling the ring. If you're eating the shots and you're taking the damage, you can keep the ring control. You're losing,
Yeah,
that's
want to be at the end of the day. That's ring generalship.
Yeah, and in MMA, it's hard to win fights going back. So that's one thing in boxing I would love to see guys with a good set of defense. Like Pernell, they could just take your offense away completely and just jab you to death and then work your body and then get in your face, make you miss, and just make guys not even want to throw at him no more. But Duran was always my favorite just because he's a fucking animal, man.
You know what, Duran was an aggressive boxer.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't appreciate how good he was defensively because he was aggressive. But he still did what mattered. He made you miss.
Yeah.
Whether you make him miss, you made a good point. Going backwards, sideways, or forward, you're boxing. Yeah. As long as that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
He made you miss, but he was going forward, but he made you miss. Yeah.
And then he could tie you up in the inside, tie one arm up, work you over, spin you around, make you pivot.
And he had great eyes.
Yeah.
That's part of the radar. Calmness. Yeah, radar. I mean, he would see your right hand coming and just ride with it.
Yeah.
Just ride with it.
And then return fire.
Bam, bam, bam. Yeah, come right back.
I mean, what he did, who was it, the guy that he knocked out at 160? I'm forgetting his name right now. I've been hitting the head too much.
No.
The black dude, at 160. He won the title here in New York.
Yeah. Oh, David Moore?
David Moore.
Yeah.
I mean, wow.
To the Garden.
Yeah. To come back after the no mas and everybody was like, he's on his way out, and then do what he did. It just, that right there was inspiration for me. Like, man, wow, you could do it. You could be at rock bottom and you could come right out of that grave and do amazing things if your mind is right, if you're ready for it,
Yeah, you're right. Duran was special, Sweet Pea was special too.
Yeah.
Like you said, different style,
Yeah.
He would take your offense and he would turn it into offense for him.
Yeah.
he would turn it into offense for him. He would take your offense, make you miss, and then take advantage of those misses. He'd use your aggression against you.
Yeah. And it's amazing to see that beautiful display of artwork. That's art, I think, in its highest levels in our sport, in combat sports. Amazing. I remember I didn't see it live, obviously, but I saw Pernell when he won the gold medal against the Cuban, and the Cuban was a stud, man. And just the way that he'd get him to bite on feints, the Cuban would come forward and hit him with like 3 punches, spin him around. I just loved it, and I fell in love with it. I was like, wow, this dude. So I would try to imitate a lot of those moves at the gyms, practice the feints, the spin off the check hook, all those things. And since a kid, I've just been drawn to it. It's like guys that like basketball, they're looking at Kobe, how he does the crossover, whatever. Fighting was my thing. They're just like, whoa,
the old timers would say, like when you just talked about how you were affected and how you were noticed the feints, how that caught your attention. The old timers would say that a guy could feint somebody and make him go down and tie his shoes.
Never heard that one.
Yeah, But that's kind of, you get the idea, because when you feint a guy the right distance, the right way, and you make it real and you sell it, you make the guy tie his shoes. You make him jump out of his pants. You make him get out of his skin. You make him get out of position.
Yes, sir. Because now when you don't know when it's coming, when that gun's gonna finally blast, that's one thing I learned about boxing at an early age. Feints, fake footwork, movement. That game of you don't never know when I'm coming. It's not always the fastest guy. It's that guy that's thinking, breathing, good fake, and then followed by a good 1-2 or something like that. I love it, man.